Hello, and thank you for joining me for this week's update of the FICPA's most important activities. Joining me also this week is Justin Thames, our Government Affairs Director. So welcome, Justin.
Hi, Deborah, and hi to all of our members.
I'm going to start out this session with a quick update of our virtual town hall that we held this past Monday, May 11th, featuring U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. The senator is the architect of the Paycheck Protection Program, and we were honored that he could take time out of his schedule to talk with us about some of the concerns that CPAs have regarding the Paycheck Protection Program. Our incoming chair, W.G. Spoor, posed questions and gave specific examples of some of these hurdles, and we asked the senator if we could provide recommendations for relief and for areas for the legislators to focus on. The senator completely understood what we were talking about, and that's one of the advantages we have of having a close relationship with him. To that end, what we have seen come out of Washington is a bill that was introduced, and this is called the Small Business Expense Protection Act, and it is seeking to allow the ordinary business expenses that would still be deductible on a tax return, even if they're paid from the proceeds of a Paycheck Protection Act loan, and that loan is then forgiven. This is one of the biggest issues that you as our CPA members have been asking us to address. We will watch the bill as it makes its way through the Senate, and we will update you on any progress that we can along the way. Another area that I've been engaged in this past week is working with the Associated Industries of Florida. We are on the board, and we have been asked to participate in making recommendations to their Reset Task Force. And this task force has an executive director. It's going to be a robust program which will include recommendations from different business sectors across the state. Our state legislative policy committee is engaging by breaking themselves down into these different sectors. The chairs of those sectors will then create recommendations by talking to our members, and we will submit a cohesive document to the Reset Task Force. In addition, we're going to submit the same recommendations to the Florida Chamber so that they can use it in their task force that they have set together, that is to discover what are recommendations from CPAs, business leaders across the state as we set to recover Florida. And I want to make sure that our CPA voice is heard in relation to any policy that could be set. So those are two areas that I've been working on, and now I'm going to turn it over to Justin so that he can tell you about the areas he's been working in. Justin?
Thanks, Deborah. Yeah, there are two issues that I wanted to bring everybody's attention to today. One was brought to us by several of our members related to local government audit reports that are due on June 30. So we reached out to the Auditor General's office, and this is for September 30 year end. They have the 9 months to prepare and send an audit report to the Auditor General. And so we called the Auditor General's office, and I asked her whether or not there would be any relief for those audit reports that are due. And unfortunately, based on the guidance she got from her legal counsel, was that the governor's executive order didn't extend all the way to the Auditor General's office, so they are not going to be able to extend that deadline. But what they've done is provided some additional guidance if any local governments or the CPAs doing the work for them don't think they're going to be able to make that deadline. They can provide kind of an explanation and submit it with the late filed report, and then Auditor General's office is going to take that into consideration when they report that information to the Joint Legislative Audit Committee. So go to the website for the Auditor General. You can find the link in this email below. It'll kind of provide some additional guidance, and we're also asking some additional questions just to kind of give more information to our members on this issue, especially the ones that are dealing with it firsthand. So stay tuned for more on that. The other issue that I wanted to bring everybody's attention to is related to the June 30 continuing education deadline for the Board of Accountancy. So for those of you that have to renew your license, you've got a June 30 CPE deadline. We've heard from a lot of our members about this issue since the very beginning of the pandemic. We've reached out to the Secretary of DBPR, made him aware of the issue. You'll find the letter that we sent on our COVID-19 page. We sent that to him. We also shared it with the governor's office. So everybody knew that this issue was out there. We haven't gotten any direct relief so far for those of you that have been following along on this. But what we've done is we work with the executive director and the board of accountancy and the board itself to kind of find a different way to manage the issue. So under the existing rules, we felt like there was an opportunity for the board to take action and actually, through their own authority, grant the relief that everyone has been looking for. So this past week, the board did just that. They took the measure up and are working on extending that June 30 deadline to December 31st. So once that becomes finalized and it's sent out as a notice from the Board of Accountancy, we'll share that with everybody, but we do expect that to be forthcoming. So just plan ahead. I know that a lot of you have been looking for that, so I know that that will be good news. And as you know, most of these issues that we're dealing with, Deborah, and our members, it's what we hear from our members. So the feedback that you have given us and the engagement that we have from our members is very important. So keep that coming. You can always send us an email at govaffairs@ficpa.org. And we definitely, we're just like everybody else. We got our hands full with a lot of issues, but we're doing our best to stay on top of it and trying to get the guidance and the feedback that you need to kind of keep moving ahead during this pandemic. So thanks for the opportunity to give this quick update, Deborah, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Justin. And you're right. A lot of these issues come from our members, and we try to take those issues and turn them into something positive. That's what we're here for. So we definitely want our members to keep us informed. And we also will do our best to keep our members apprised of what's happening along the way as soon as we have information. I'd like to point out that even though there might be a deadline extension for CPE, we urge our members not to wait till the last minute. Things can happen between now and then, and we want to make sure that you're not delinquent because there won't be any leniency past that December 31st deadline, and we don't want you to be penalized. And speaking of that, we do still have our mega conference, which although it cannot be held live at Disney, we are holding it virtually. It's from June 10th through the 12th. You can sign up by going to the icon that's on our homepage of FICPA.org. Make sure to join us. We have a great lineup of speakers, and you will still be able to get quite a lot of CPE through the mega conference online. So with that, I'm going to sign off for the week. I wish you all a good weekend. Be well, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more updates from the FICPA. Thank you.